Hope you all have a good day. In previous class we learned about how France became a constitutional monarchy from an absolute monarchy and the French political system under the Constitution of 1791. We also briefly learned about the Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens. So, on continuation to these topics, the next topic we are going to see about is France abolished monarchy and becomes a republic. There were certain chain of events that led to abolishment of French monarchy and France becoming a republic. So these chain of events are what happened after the constitution was signed, the reign of terror and directory rules of France. So today let's see about the first event, that is what happened after the constitution was signed. Here we understand that Louis XVI was unhappy with the signing of the constitution and so he entered into a secret negotiations with the king of Prussia. The rulers of neighboring countries were also worried by the developments in France, like the protesting and revolution against monarchy, and so they wanted to send troops to stop these events. However, when the National Assembly got to know about it in April 1792, they voted and declared war against Prussia and Austria. By doing so, thousands of volunteers came from different provinces joined to the army. And so, this was the war of people against the king and aristocracies all over the Europe. To motivate and encourage people and unite everyone, patriotic songs were being sung. And one such song was the Messalis, composed by the poet Roger de Lisle. And this song later became the national anthem of France and it is sung still today. However, this was not only the reason to increase the revolution had to be carried out further because people understood that the constitution of 1791 gave political rights to only the richer sections of the society. John Paul Marat, who wrote in his newspaper Lamindu Papla, means the friend of people, and he commented on the constitution drafted by the National Assembly by stating that the task for representing people has been given to the rich. The lot of poor and oppressed will never improve by means alone. Here, we have absolute proof of how wealth influences the law. Yet, laws will last only as long as the people agree to obey them. We understand from his word that people will only follow the law until they realize that the rich section were only ones who were given political rights and that the laws will not be followed when they understood this. So, we understand from here that the revolution had to be carried out despite everything because of the Constitution of 1791 only supporting the richer sections and also because of Louis XVI secret negotiations. To spread knowledge and understand important rally points for people who wish to discuss government policies, political club became an important place. There were lot of political clubs where people shared their ideas and discussed governmental policies and planned their own form of actions. Women became active too because they formed their own clubs and one such club was the Jacobins. Now, the Jacobin Club got its name from the former convent of Saint Jacob in Paris. Here, convent is building belonging to a community devoted to religious life. Jacobin members are of less prosperous section of society like artisans, shopkeepers, servants and daily wage workers. They had a leader whose name was Maximilian Robespierre. A large group among Jacobins started to wear long striped trousers, similar to those worn dock workers. They did this so they could separate themselves from the fashionable section of the society, especially the nobles who wore knee breeches. And so Jacobins became known as sans culottes. Now, sans culottes means those without the knee breeches because that would separate themselves from the nobles along with striped trousers. They started wearing red caps to symbolize liberty. However, the women were not allowed to wear the red cap. But in a painting called Liberty by a woman artist, Nanine Vellain, it shows how the female form symbolizes the idea of freedom. So, in the painting, there is a female who holds the red cap. However, this is very rare painting, but woman artists started emerging during the revolution. In 1792, Jacobin stormed the palace Tuileries and held the king hostage. They did this because they were angry by the short supplies and high prices of food. So, on the morning of August 10, they stormed the palace and massacred the king's guards and held the king hostage for several hours. Later, the assembly voted to imprison the entire royal family. And during this incident, elections were held and voted that from now on all men of 21 years and above got the right to vote regardless of their wealth and social standing. So, all the men are considered equal. They also named the newly assembly as the convention. On 21st September of 1792, they abolished monarchy entirely and declared France as republic. So, republic is a form of government where the people elect the government including the head of the government. So, there is no more hereditary monarchy in France. On 21st of January 1793, Louis XVI was sentenced to death by the court on the charge of treason. Now, treason is the betrayal of one country because he decided to have secret negotiation with Prussian king and so he was executed publicly on the charge of treason. After a short while, the Queen Mary Antoinette was also executed publicly. Okay, students, that's all for today's topic.